Okay, like bad little shawty trying to call me on my flip phone. Told me to come over, so I...
Hey there, baby boys. It's Coltrane back with another video on the game, and it's a story time. What? Yeah, okay. So I have a TV back in my room because I replaced the little monitor I played on with a TV on my wall now, and I was playing some games on it because yeah, and I decided, you know what? Let's record this and make a story time about something that happened today. That was kind of crazy, kind of not. Like I said, this video is a bit lame in the way it ended up. But yeah, let's just get into it, I guess. So basically, today at the end of class, I was playing games on my phone. Okay, I wasn't taking pictures of anyone or bothering anybody. It was like on zero, and I let me go further to say I was kind of in the wrong here. Earlier that day, the teacher had given a talk about phones, and he said, "Oh, I don't have them out in class when we're doing stuff." But yeah, we got our lockers back now. That second quarter of the year, because in the first quarter, since you know what's going on around the world right now, and yeah, because of that, we weren't able to use our lockers, but now we do, but we can only use them twice a day, at the beginning, at the end. I'm obviously not going to leave my phone in my locker because anything could happen. Plus, I've taken pictures of my art from my Instagram while in class, after I was done with my work, mind you, because I don't just mess around on my phone during class. I actually get my stuff done before I do that, and yeah. But basically, that day I was already in like a bad type of mood with my 7th period teacher, and they don't have us go back to our homeroom class also because like transferring, I don't know, my school is really weird right now. But I was already in kind of a crappy mood with that guy that day, plus from times before, which were more minor than what this story is. But at the end of class, I was just scrolling on my phone. We were just sitting on the ground since you have to sanitize the desks, and yeah. So I was just scrolling on my phone, playing games, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he comes up and starts screaming at my face, like really loud, like kind of gave me a mini jump scare, you know. And he was like, "All right, give me your phone," except not in that tone. He was like screaming like Bakugo at the top of his lungs, but he kept screaming, "Give me your phone." And I said no because I don't think he has the legal right to take my phone, man. Plus, I have like an hour bus ride home every day, and there's a thing at my school where if they take your phone, the next day your parents have to come in and get it, which is the dumbest shit ever. Like, what's gonna happen, dude? I'm gonna take, like, what's the problem with me having my phone? I I could go on about that 100 other ways, but basically that's what happens if they catch you with your phone, which is really dumb, especially if you're in your own free time. And yeah, I just said no, and then as I kept saying no, he kept going louder until it was like top of his lungs screaming. And at that point, my heart was beating, man. Like, I was kind of in fight and flight mode because he didn't like hold a fist, or it didn't look like he was gonna hit me at all, but I just had that feeling that I was getting ready for. And I was up against a brick wall because I sit against the wall in that class. And yeah, I was just sitting against the wall while this guy was straight up in my face, and I really wanted to tell him to get out of my face. But see, last year I had problems in this school too that I go to, and I had to sign a contract when coming back. It's not like a legal contract. It's not like court stuff, but teacher like the principal made me sign a contract to not be naughty in this school. So, yeah, I had to sign a contract after coming back from virtual learning this year, and God. So I can't do anything unless I want to get into bigger trouble and possibly even get expelled from the school. So I had to let it ride out. I had to let him keep screaming at me, even though I wanted to punch him in the face, to be honest. But I couldn't, obviously. So then after I said, "You literally don't have the legal right to take my phone," and he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll see about that when we get the cops here." And at that point, you know, I really don't want to have the cops come in and be like, "Oh, give me your phone." And like at that point it's just extensive. Then my parents would have to pick me up, and it would just make my situation worse. So obviously I just gave him the phone at that point because he was being a little whiny whore about it. But it's okay because I got it back at the end of the day. because I did a little bit of whining bitching, and yeah. So once he got it, he went over the phone. He was like, "Oh, I'll call your mom." And then I don't know my mom's number, which is pretty dumb, I'll be honest. But yeah, I don't really have a mobile service. I can't make calls on my phone because I have to pay for my own service, and I don't have a job. I'm too young. I'm not 16 yet. So I just told him I don't have it, and then he screamed at me one more time. He was like, "What is it? I know you know it." And I said, I literally don't know it. So then he's like insulting me when some of the students left, because it was, like I said, at the very end of the day. So students left to the bus, and it was just the people who got picked up by their parents in the class at that point, and then like another helping teacher and some other students. I said that, oh god. But basically just like embarrassed me. He tried to embarrass me. He was like, "How old are you?" And then he was like, "This is ridiculous. You're at this age and you don't know the number." I was like, "Dude, why do you have to be this way? Like, are you that devoid of happiness in your life that you have to mess with the student?" Well, anyways, he then called my mom, and he went, "Oh, your son was on the phone in my class." And I had to emphasize, like I screamed in the background, I was like, "Actually, class was over, mother." And he couldn't say anything, because like if he screamed at me through the phone, then my mom would be like, "Oh, what's up with this guy?" But he obviously didn't say anything then. But then afterwards, he was like, "Oh, I'll give him the phone back for today," probably because he knew I wouldn't stop fucking bitching about it. And he gave it to me, and then he like, you know that face when you're like trying to hold back and just from absolutely screaming at someone? That's what he did. His face was beet red, and his eyes were all arched up with his eyebrows, and it was kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie, even though he's like 50 years old. But yeah, he gave me the phone, and then as I walked out of the classroom, he was like, "Oh, make better choices." I said, "Fuck you," which is pretty immature, I'll be honest, but it was in the heat of the moment. So yeah, tomorrow is the day that I have to confront him about that again, and the principal's probably going to talk to me because I signed that little fake dingy-doo contract. But anyways, that's the end of the story time. And, yeah. Peace.